What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar and the current stock market. We're also going to be looking at the coin market cap as well as a few exchanges that could help us basically capitalize off the very big movements that are happening in the market. Now, specifically where we've left off basically in the past episodes, we're following a very interesting descending channel that's been forming on XRP. We've been watching it for quite some time correct to the downside, and just 2 days ago we broke above that, closing above a very strong resistance, basically having us think whether or not it is time to jump in on a conservative bull market and capitalize off the movement on Bityard. So in today's video, I do want to discuss whether or not it's still time to be buying in, whether we've broken those resistances or do we still need to hold out. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help out the YouTube algorithm. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, yesterday's episode, we discussed how much longer. You basically saw exactly what was going on within the market. We saw a clear resistance being retested on XRP. And as you guys know, we've been continuing to see that movement the past couple of days. Now, before I jump straight into the episode, I do just want to once again shout out that I am doing a $200 USDT trading bonus giveaway. The link is in the description. It is completely free to enter. There is only 2 weeks left, so definitely make sure to take advantage of this, because if you don't, it is something you are going to be missing out on. It is completely free. We've been doing this like every other month, so definitely make sure to get involved in it. It is completely free to enter. It's definitely changed some people's lives in regards to cryptocurrency and trading, because, you know, as the channel is all over the world, I've definitely helped support a lot of other crypto traders from all over, the Philippines, Germany, things like that. Now, to jump into, and the link to this is in the description, FYI. So to jump into today's episode, I do just want to start with the current coin market cap. You can see for the most part, the markets are pretty much just trading sideways, trading afloat. We did have, for the most part, a small uptrend, which is currently starting to dip a little bit lower. But I do just want to jump right into these coins because I do have some very interesting topics to discuss. So yesterday's video, and actually the past 2 days' videos, we discussed a few things. We broke bullish on XRP. We all know that. We broke a very nice jump to the upside. This was definitely a higher risk trade. We're looking for more of channels like this, where we see bullish movements like this or corrections to the downside, where we can just buy in and capitalize off of shorts and corrections. Now, we did decide to break bullish, which is great. It's great to see that we broke through this massive descending channel right here. But does that mean it's time to invest? Now, notice because we broke out of that, we're pretty much back to a key resistance on the market. It used to be a support, now it's a resistance. Not only are we battling this resistance, this uptrending resistance, but we're also battling the moving averages. Now, you can see we're clearly stuck here. The past 2 days I've discussed that the only key time to be buying into specifically XRP is if we see a break above this yellow resistance and the moving average. Now, we are battling that moving average currently as I speak, but you can see not only did the past 2 days get rejected and we wicked down below the resistance, but actually today we're seeing resistance close below it. Now you can see we have wicked higher, and we did see some pretty nice movements above this resistance. So really what we're waiting for is, let's see if today's candle actually is able to close above this resistance and use it as an uptrend, and then it is fair game and I will be buying into the market, capitalizing off a great movement. So really it's paying very close attention to whether or not this is going to close above or once again close below here. Now, what's great about everything is some very interesting things are happening within the S&P 500. So today is, I believe, Tuesday, and you can see Tuesday we're actually starting to see a bullish candle form on the monthly charts for the S&P 500. This is very interesting, as most of the time the markets start to correct lower. Now, granted that we're only about 6 days into another 24 days left in the monthly chart, so it'll be very interesting to see whether or not this actually is going to be moving up higher. But if we do, it may be time to actually start to buy back into the S&P 500 or to buy back into cryptocurrencies, because there's a good chance the market will mimic the exact movements that we see within the S&P 500. This is kind of a long comparison. It's not a exact comparison that I like to use because they are two completely different forms of currency and money. So that's why I just like to reference this every so often because we do have similarities. I still do think that even though we're seeing some bullish green right now, we're probably going to correct down below here again. I mean, if you just look at the candle that formed in February, you can clearly see we were actually heading up quite a bit, and then we corrected lower. Now, if I jump to the weekly, we can get a better understanding of what that is that I'm referring to back in February, wherever that is right here. So February, you can see right here from January 3rd all the way to the 18th. So the first 20 days in the market, we actually shot up and then we started to correct back down. So even though we opened the candle on the 3rd down at 32.42, by the end of the 10th and then moving on to the 18th, we were as high as 34. And then not even before we closed, 10 days later, we dropped all the way to 29. So there is still some massive movements that can happen just within a monthly candle. So that's why just because we're breaking slightly bullish right now does not necessarily mean we're going to continue that pattern. Now looking at XRP and now moving on to Bitcoin, you can see the same pattern applies. Are we going to be correcting and breaking above resistance? We have a beautiful uptrend right here where the market's kind of intertwined with this. Not only are we flatlined on the relative strength indicators, we're flatlined on the moving averages as well and the MACD. So it's really whether or not we're going to be continuing to trade within what appears to be a bullish uptrend, or are we going to correct below here and consolidate down to the downside? So it's really just a matter of, honing in and focusing in on these cryptocurrencies. You can see within Ethereum, we're starting to see a bearish cross on the moving averages as prices are now retesting that right there. Last time we saw a bearish cross on the MACD, you can see, or on the moving averages, you can see it was right here back in, I would say, March 17th of 2020. And the second we had that bearish cross on Ethereum, we immediately blew downwards. So the same thing could very well happen right now. We're having that bearish cross right here. Good chance the market could easily dip below here. Now notice every time we've seemed to have that bearish cross, the market falls below the moving average. Same thing happened right here. Market crossed over, and then we immediately corrected below the moving average. So there's a very likely chance the same thing is going to apply itself within Ethereum. The same thing goes within Bitcoin and the other altcoins too. So as much as I want to be bullish on the markets right now, I mean, we already had the bearish cross in XRP. XRP had the bearish cross, the green crossed over the red, and now we're probably going to see the market reject lower. I'd be shocked. We go back to previous times where the markets corrected over. Last time it happened was right here, and you can see we immediately corrected below here and then hung below there for quite some time now. So I wouldn't be surprised. The markets show like they want to go lower. The markets anticipate correction to the downside. So it's kind of higher risk to be buying in now, anticipating a long on the market. Now, how do I take advantage of this? I've been using pretty much BitYard to capitalize off my movements, to test my skills and see whether or not it is worth buying into the market, correcting and continuing a short in the market and correcting and consolidating and capitalizing off of XRP. Now specifically what I wanted to talk about was if XRP starts to dip lower, and you guys could easily consider that if today's candle closes below here, we could reject lower. You can easily test your knowledge and test your skills by just creating a demo account, which is right here. Boom. And then you have about 100,000 to trade around with in a balance. See whether or not you're going to be capitalizing off the movement. See whether or not your skills have been developed, whether it's worth investing into. And if it is, hey, sell short, leverage trade it, see if you would profit off the movements. If you're ready to then switch into actual margin trading and using real fiat, then go for it. You can easily switch back into your live account and test your skills right there to make actual profits. So I do really like BitYard. The link is in the description. I highly recommend checking it out. But otherwise, my focus really has been on XRP because we've been seeing some very crazy trades and very crazy movements right now. The fact that we're getting rejected once again, this is now the third candle below this moving average right here, and the resistance, it makes me think that we're going to see a reversal. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it makes me feel like there's going to be some sort of reversal here. A lot of the other cryptocurrencies are showing bearish signals. Ethereum with the bearish cross. Bitcoin seems like it wants to reject lower. I mean, it's definitely going to be a very interesting movement the next couple of days. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's episode. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.